Oh my gosh. Hello. I went a bit American just then. Oh my gosh. Hi. I was actually organized this morning and this thing I found out what it actually is. It wouldn't turn on. I was like, great. I was actually like ready. It's a Surface Pro. I don't know what that is. I don't like this angle. Anyway, how are we all doing? I was organized. Like I had got up, and I had like 10 minutes, and I just couldn't get it to start. Like I looked terrible. I was gonna go get myself ready. So annoyed. Anyway, I'm just gonna go get something to put this on a bit higher, or I could just like maybe that's a bit better. But yeah, let me know what you're all gonna be getting up to. I'm gonna be reading a book called The Manatee. It's terrible. I hate it very much. So it's for a video. I kind of want to go get it and show you it. So I'll be back. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you're going to be reading or getting up to. Thanks for joining. I'm sorry that has a little technical issue. Basically, I always have those at the moment. So, and I look very disheveled. I basically just got it to work before it was 20 past. So, yeah, I'm back. I want to go show you the book I'm reading. Woo. Oh, sorry everyone. It's been a morning. God, I look terrible. It's great. So I'm reading The Manatee for a video. I don't know if I've talked about this. I still hate this angle. Anyway, I'll fix that. But I bought. Okay, so I got a new credit card. So you know when not credit card, bank card. You know when your bank card expires and you get a new one, and so you've got to switch everything to your new card. I was having a lot of trouble on Amazon getting that to work for some reason, so nothing was like processing. And so I accidentally in that process purchased this book twice. So I now have 2 copies of this book. They refunded me one. So I basically got one for free, and I feel like I got a massive steal because when I purchased this like old hardback book, it didn't have the cover. It was just the hardback. So it didn't have the original like paper cover. And I feel like it's really, really hard to find that, especially at a reasonable price. And it came with that for only like $30, where I feel like everywhere else I saw with like an original like cover was like hundreds of dollars. So I basically got this for free because I got a refund for it. So anyway, so the book is The Manatee. It's probably the worst thing I've ever read so far, and I'm only like 24 pages in, and I cannot believe that's a sticker. I cannot believe all of the stuff that I've like. It's like you could have a bingo board of all the problematic stuff, and it's all already happened, you know. I just lost that sticky tab, and I don't know what problematic thing it was tabbing. I'll need to go back and find it. So yeah, this is really bad. It's for a video. Yes, those are tits. It's the man's basically in love with the thing on the front of his ship. This was first published. When was this first published? 1945. So that's that. But this is the original cool copy that I got basically for free. So that's cool. So I'm reading this one. And I just got this one, this terrible book. It's also got the massive photo of the author, which is hilarious. And like the pages. Oof. And like, I don't know. It smells weird. Do you know if there's a way to get rid of like the smell in old books? Because I really just, I don't know, it makes me feel kind of sick. But yeah, this is like a modern reprinting of the book. So I thought that was really funny that I ended up with 2 copies of this awful book. And I've been writing notes and I've already got so many pages and I've only read like, what was it, like 24 pages. So anyway, I also got a package. So we might go through the comments, but if you want to see me open that, I know what it is. And it's very exciting. Let me know if you want me to open that. Also, these are for the MS Readathon. I'll probably get links up for that and prepared for all of that during the next sprint. I was going to have that already, but anyway. Just life, you know. Yeah, let me know what you're going to be getting up to. Say hello. Thanks for joining as well. Okay. Hi, how are you? Up nice and early. It is like nearly 9:30 here in Australia. Ring Ace of Spades. Ooh. How is that going? I've heard good things about that one. Reading a haunted house book. You're brave. I would never. I'm a baby. I get scared. Oh, Tracy, no. No, this is awful. I promise when I come back, I'll look much better. I was going to like go make like a Milo and like... Anyway, it's all good. And pricing cabins. Oh, I'm reading a haunted house book and pricing cabins because I would love to go to one with a friend for a reading trip. That sounds so lovely. I've always thought that that sort of thing sounds really nice. Are they expensive? How are you finding prices? Little cabins are so nice, especially when they have like a little spa bath. And you're like in the woods and you just hang out. I did that like a few years ago and like there was no internet. There was like no reception. So it was just like an escape from the world. And I know it sounds cliche, but it honestly, it's just a really nice experience. I don't reckon. I feel like that would just be insane. How do I even know if it's a first edition? I think it's a 3rd edition because it's got like here the printings and it's got down to 3rd printing. And this was printed in 1945, which is when the 3rd printing was. But the first printing was also 1945, but they wouldn't put the 3rd printing in, right? So I think this is a 3rd printing. It's the weirdest book, though. I just like, I'm having like the worst time. It's so bad. Okay, I've actually read this. So I read this last month. And I loved it, so I got a copy. I got my tax return. It was very nice. So I got some books for book events and 2 copies of this. And I had to purchase myself a copy of this because I just loved it so much. So I read this for the Australian Readathon. It was my favorite book of the year when I read it, but then I also read Purple Threads, which was so good. So now I don't know. I think Purple Threads kind of just like a little bit over this. But Purple Threads doesn't seem like a book that I would have as my favorite, but there was just something about it that was just so endearing and beautiful. And like, I didn't even really appreciate how much I was loving it until I got to the end and I was like tearing up. I was like, oh my God. This also made me tear up, which like, when I say tearing up, it's like, you know, when your eyes get watery and like you might get a few tears, but it's not crying, but it's like, I'm almost there because I don't really cry when I read. So when I say I tear up, like that's as good as I get basically. So yeah, I thought I'd buy myself a copy of this since I liked it so much. And I really like this cover. It's like really pretty. Yeah, like this was very like hard-hitting, intense, lots of content warnings. It's like I say it's like the original Homegoing. So it's like a generational story talking about the disconnection that happens to people in history, and trying to get back and find out your family history and your culture that was like taken from your family and everything. So it's very sad, but so amazing. So also, like, barely anyone has put this on Goodreads. Like, it's not very well, like, not many people have read it, which I think is quite insane because it's like so good. So people are sleeping on this one. I mean, I was sleeping on this one. I just was like, oh, I'll pick this up, and I was like, wow, this is like the best thing I've read this year. Which, like, I haven't read a lot of good books this year anyway. So, but still. Hello, I'll be reading Burial of Ghosts for Ping Pong. Ooh. I'm not doing ping pong. How's that going? Have you got your first? So how's it work? Like, your hosts do a throw and you get a prompt, and then you wait till the next prompt and you keep reading for that prompt, and then you have like team prompts that you can read for, I think. I basically just saw it was team based, and I kind of just like yeeted out of there. I was like, I don't think I can do that right now because I know of some coming up in the future. So I was like, I just think that, because I was like expecting it not to be, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I just feel like I used to love team-based, but I think because my goal this year is to not read as much, it's sort of just like, it just feels counterintuitive to do these readathons where I feel like I need to read a lot. So I feel like I'm just reading a lot for the sake of it when I don't really want to. So, yeah. Would love to get away with nature and nice place to just enjoy reading and friends and board games. Oh my gosh, yes. What board games do you like? What card games do you like? I really like Unstable Unicorns. I think that one's really fun. My sister recently got me a game called Tapeworms, and that is surprisingly really good. It's like very simple, and like a nice quick game. I think it's really fun. It's one where you don't really need to think too much, and like the drawings are kind of funny. So, I mean, tapeworms are not a funny thing, but like the drawings are very phallic. Is that the word? I think so. So, I really like Small Worlds. That's like a more intense board game. The Sheriff of Nottingham is so good. Actually, I think the Sheriff of Nottingham is my favorite game. It basically is, it's like cheat. So you got to kind of lie, and you got to try and pick up on when people are lying. And it's so fun. And it's not a super long game. I think it's just it's a fun game. It's not so much strategy based, or it's not when you try and win. You just kind of try and troll each other basically. And you just have so much fun. So the Sheriff of Nottingham, I think, is a really good one. Looks old enough, yeah. But yeah, when I ordered it, it was a different edition with just this. It was like a blue edition with this. And so, yeah, it was like $30. But all the editions I could find with actual covers were like super expensive. So because I got a refund, it was like insane. But I thought I would have to return it. But they were like, nah, just keep it. We don't want it. I was like, oh, okay. I can return it. Hi. Thanks for joining. What time is it for you? Be like a little bit earlier. It's like 9:30 here. Green tastes like I don't want to butcher that, sorry. A contemporary romance that leaves nothing out. Has amazing food recipes. Oh my god, does it have the actual recipes? I think that's really cool when books have that. I've only ever tried to make the recipe once, which was a shortbread one in a historical romance. I did it for Vlogmas, and then they were okay. I don't know why, but I'm really bad at making shortbread. Ooh, you'll definitely finish that. This one, I'm assuming you're asking, because it's actually a good book. I don't know why you'd be wanting to read this. So this is like, I don't know if you'd consider it literary fiction level, but I would consider it like literary fiction, because it's just that vibe of like just very analytical. Not a huge amount happens. I mean, a decent amount happens. I guess it's just like, it's like Homegoing. It's a hard hitting generational story, so it's mostly historical, but then there's contemporary parts as well, just learning about different people in the family. It doesn't follow as many generations, and it doesn't follow two families, though. I think it's 3 generations in the one family, but one of the characters has a lot of children, and I think you get snippets of every single kid. It also has a queer storyline, which I wasn't expecting. It's kind of sad, though, but not like the saddest. I didn't feel like it was just like sad for the sake of it. It felt like it was like, it was hard for Indigenous people, and it was hard for queer Indigenous people, rather than like, I guess, like manipulating the situation. I read a book last month I had to get a physical copy of. Right? It rarely happens for me too, probably because like most of what I read is either books I already own or romance, and most of the time I only want to buy like my absolute favorite romances, so except for these book events apparently. So yeah, it doesn't really happen to me either because I normally already own them, but I was like, I need this. Oh, the prompt came at once. Oh. Maybe I will join. I'm like, that's not as chaotic because I don't. The waiting for the prompt and not knowing what you're going to be able to read, I really was just like, I don't know. And like, I've got all this MS Readathon stuff, so I probably still should though. But I feel like that's a bit easier, honestly. You choose a team and you have to do 9 prompts for your team. I think there is bonus prompts if you complete those. Yeah, cool. Actually, in the sprint, I'm going to link Crystal Sprints so that when this ends, you'll be taken to Crystal Sprints. So I will end before those start. So yeah, these will be shorter, but I'll be in the comments there, partying, hanging out. You'll have Crystal's lovely, beautiful face, unlike this mess as well. Ren might be there too. All prompts come at once, then extras will drop. Yeah. I like that. That's nice. That eases my anxiety a little bit, even though I'm not doing it. I still am like haven't recovered from the Amazing Readathon, to be honest. I'm just like it's actually so weird because the Amazing Readathon just like took over so much of my life that I think about like last month, July, and I'm like, I feel like we only just finished the Amazing Readathon. How has it been an entire month since then? I'm like, I feel like I just finished that, you know? Like, how has it been all this time? So, yeah, crazy. Tilly was like scratching herself, but she was like hitting the window while she was doing it, and I thought someone was banging on my window. I was like, oh my God. Not a person, not a human being, but it's just my cat, so it's fine. Oh my gosh, I keep going to like adopt a cat or like sign up for foster care. Someone needs to stop me. I don't need to be doing this right now. I know it's like me trying to cope with everything going on in my life. I'm like, I should like help out cats. Like that'll give me I feel like when I go through stuff, I'm constantly trying to find things to like do. And it's like, Meredith, do not bring a cat into this, you know. Don't do it. Then I'm like, Tilly will have a friend. Like, I feel like she gets lonely sometimes. And I'm like, Meredith, stop it. Stop. I just love cats, though. I love Tilly. Oh, my God. There's chickens walking around by the people across the road. I don't think they have chickens, though, unless they've recently got chickens. I think it's like a wild chicken in their front yard. And Tilly is just like, she's gone full meerkat. Let me like show you guys. I love when she goes full meerkat. She's just like, what is that thing? She literally like sits up. And you can't see in the picture because of the curtain, but she's got her paws up. She's not leaning. She's just like doing this. Bless. So cute. Sometimes like if someone walks in the room and she's on the other side of the bed, she'll like sit up like this. So cute. Her little face peering over the bed. I wrote try one of the ones you said. Oh, board games. I was like, you want to read the manatee? I doesn't think you want to do that. Yeah. Board games are really expensive, but people do sell them. So I don't know if you have Facebook, but you should look up if there's like a Facebook group in your area of like secondhand board games, and just keep an eye on that, because sometimes people still sell them pretty expensive, but it still saves you money because board games are just so expensive. And I hate buying board games when you've never played them, because you're like, what if I don't like this? Like, what if I think this is boring or whatever? So I really enjoy like looking through those as well and like seeing what people are selling. I've never bought anything from one, but I think that's definitely a good way to try to find some cheaper ones. You should also see if your area has like board game groups. It's like I have to go like socialize with people though that I don't know, but that can also be a good way of trying out games without having to buy them, because then you get to go play them at the event, and then you'll get to know whether you like the game or not, because they're a big commitment. Like some of them are like in the hundreds, and it's like, and because of like my ADHD, I just like some board games are so boring to me, and I just can't. And I just feel like I was only diagnosed last year, so I didn't know this was why I did this. But like the thought, like Ticket to Ride, the thought of playing that game, I just like. I just can't do it. I'm like, I do not want to have to sit there in silence waiting for my turn for that long. And like no one wants to talk because they're all thinking, and I hate that game. And I'm just like, ugh. And like the game is so involved and I always lose, and I don't care. And so just the idea of sitting there in silence, staring at these blocks of trains, I'm just like, so I actually don't mind the game itself. It's just the idea of doing it. I'm a sook, I guess. 11:30. Nice. That's a good name. Which team is Ren's? Who's on Ren's team? I love page 2 though. They're not on the same team, are they? This is why I'm not participating, because like I couldn't pick a team. I just couldn't do it. Stop. I'm going to try and read 31 books this month like last year, but I don't have the rule that they have to be over 250 pages and no manga, graphic novels. I'm not doing that to myself because I'm just not. That would just be an impossible challenge. But if I just set that goal last year that I've set this year, it wouldn't have been a challenge because I was like reading so much then. So I'm going to try and read stuff, but I feel like 31 is still not a lot for these kind of readathons. I don't know. Hi. Been logging my Pokemon and paying bills. Ooh, excited for the first bit, not the second bit. I'm very sorry. I have to pay my rates. I should probably do that today. Continue with Hollowpox. I'm obsessed after discovering Nevermore for the Australian Readathon. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that. I think that people are loving it, and the fact that the new one keeps getting pushed back seems to upset a lot of people. So I'm happy. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us found really good books this Australian Readathon. I actually love the Australian Readathon. It's really funny though, because I was like picking what book I wanted to read next, and I was looking for Australian authors. I'm like, oh wait, I can just read wherever I want now. For me, it's 12. So we've only got like 2 hours and 15 minutes left till I'll be stopping. Like I could keep sprinting at the same time, but I think it would just be fun to like, I don't know, go hang out there. Things I'm doing 4 readathons. My books will count in each. Yep, awesome. Yeah, without the like Pokemon 4 readathons, I don't know like if I'm going to participate in many. So I wouldn't have done the amazing readathon without the Pokemon. So yeah, but I know of some I will be participating in coming up for the rest of the year. So I think I'll be fine. I've discovered I thrive with random prompt drops. or they're fun, and I think that if it works for you, it's a really cool idea. And I think that's the thing with these readathons. It's like they're not made for everybody, and like that's fine. So like for me, it's like, oh, I struggle with that. It's like, well, just don't do it then. Like, so yeah, I think that if you enjoy that, I think that they're really good. They really encourage reading for people. There's people that read so much, you know, during those months that they normally wouldn't read. So yeah, I think there's lots of creative stuff coming out, to be honest. I know I'll be doing time next year. I'm still recovering. Yeah, it'll come around next year and I'll be like, I still haven't recovered. Like, I don't even know why. Like, it just was a lot. It really was. I don't know. I just got really stressed, I think. I don't know. I think it's like I don't really care about who wins, but there's people that really do care, and it really stresses you out. Hi, thanks for joining. I can totally understand not wanting to do so many readathons as soon as second one I've took part in this year. Yeah, they're there for those that want them, and if you don't want them, then yeah, you don't have to touch them. You need to print off the Pokemon pages because it confuses me when I don't. Is that the Pokédex? I would love to print it out and like stick it in. I actually haven't even like filled mine in properly. I've just been ticking off what I've got. As the host of it, I just feel like I neglect my own journey a little bit. I don't even read for it. Like I just read, and if something fits, I tick it off. Obviously, like seasonal and monthly, I do prioritize. But when you've only got like, well, what, like this month, we've still got the seasonals, one monthly, and that's it. There's nothing else. So, and I've done the seasonals. I did them all the first month. So like, I only need to read one thing for Pokemon. I mean, there's also chicken. Chicken is so easy to tick off. Like this will tick off chicken, you know. Chicken is easy as. I don't think I've ever had a month where I've like had to specifically read for it. They are, right? I just love them. I know. I am aware. But I keep going. Let me just look. I don't think I will do it, but I just have moments of craziness where I do consider it and I go, oh my God, Meredith, no. She is, I love her. Oh, I love her so much. There were people over last night. I wasn't like interacting with them. I was in my room. I think there was like 5 people out here. And I'd found like the perfect food for Tilly. Like she loves it, doesn't affect her allergies, but I can't find it anywhere anymore. I managed to find one because I traveled to a different part of Tassie recently and they had some there. I like literally was like, oh, I should check if they have any, which they had one. And she just has her tablets way better because like I put her tablets in food, and if she doesn't like the food, like it's like really hard to get her to eat it. Like she still eats because she eats the dry food, but I can't put the tablets on that. She just like won't eat it. So she'd been like a little bit anxious again, but she's like, now I found the mints. So she was out here like meowing at people and like having the zoomies in front of like 5 people she didn't really know. I was like, what is going on? Who is this cat? Because like a few days ago, she'd just been like awful, like hissing and like hiding. Not really from me, but like if I made a noise, she'd be like, what are you doing? Now she's just like vibing. That's great. Readathons and talking to book friends has helped me get through lately after a few surgeries. My mom's mentioned, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And my brother about to pass. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. All the hugs. Life can just be such a bitch. Like, why is it all happening at once? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. And also I work in aged care, so I know the whole dementia thing is rough. Probably one of my parents is bound to get it because both my grandmothers had dementia. So I feel for you. If you ever need support, let us know. The community is here for you. And with my background, like maybe I can help a little bit with the dementia stuff. But I'm sure you've got services there that will support you. All the love. I'm so sorry. I'd give you hugs if you like hugs. What do I say? If you don't like hugs, I'll pat your face. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Hi, Erin. Yes, you have stories where you can play the games with others and also a bar down the street. Yeah, that's great. See, stuff like that, I'm just like ill people though. Use it for home. I don't know how to. I did learn how to pronounce that, and now I'm like really bad with like everything. This I don't even know if it's on Storygraph. Actually, it's on Goodreads, but not a lot of people have actually tagged it on Goodreads. It's not a very well-known book, and it's by a First Nations Australian author. I'm not sure where you are, so you might struggle to find it. Pages seem nice. Cute. Oh, I like that. Lit Pom Champs. Ren's teams, I felt very torn, but Ren's team had less people on it. Yeah, I will usually join the like smallest team because your chances of winning are higher and there's less pressure. And the Discord is less terrifying. Oh my gosh, some of the stuff that I heard happening about in some of those amazing Readathon teams, I was like, oh my god. Like there was a little bit of stuff happening in one I was in, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's crazy how dramatic the book community can get, you know? My friends are sprinting at the same time. So good. I'm gonna, as I said, I'll end mine and we can, because I was like, oh, I'll probably sprint around 11, and then I saw crystals were at 12, so I was like, I guess I'm sprinting at like 9 in the morning. Sorry, I've been talking for a while. We should probably like do a sprint, especially since I have to end these soon. Yeah. It's a commitment, you know. I feel like you want to like relax when you sprint. Like that's like your way of like being productive and stuff. I feel like having to hop between the two. I'm like, when would I ever get productivity done? Especially when if I'm one of the hosts, like I don't shut up. Like the major things I'm doing this year is get a clue, I think in November. Oh, you're doing a readathon? Please let me know. I would offer to do a Pokemon, but we're not doing that at the moment. There. We're turning back. Everyone was like, oh, like I feel bad, and I'm like, you have no idea how much I do need this as well. Like it's like I love Pokemon, and it was never like, it was like always like enjoyable, and it kind of got me through a lot of rough shit. But I was like, I'm gonna be fine. Okay, let's work on me. I've also started doing a tape course online, so like I'm busy. I'm fine. Like I'm great with this. So yeah. Sorry, I'm acting a little unhinged and I look very disheveled. I promise I'm okay. I don't know anything about that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm the host of Boogie One. But I don't do all the drawings. There's like a bunch of other people that contribute to stuff. I don't do it all, but I do a lot of it. Because I don't want to put too much on other people. It's more just like people want to join in and have fun. Like I'm all down, but I'm not going to put like heaps of jobs on people. Yes, super easy. If you're doing, if you're, I don't want to say anything because I feel like I give it away, but like anyone who's doing chicken, have you paid attention to the colors? Did the colors remind you of anything or anyone that could have inspired this Pokemon? I feel like I'm surprised no one's like noticed, unless someone has and I've forgotten. Really? I'm like, as long as I read at least one book, usually can tick it off. Like, I feel like the colors are pretty easy. Some books though, like if I read a book that was just a pink cover, obviously, like I'd be screwed. But if we raise enough for the MS Readathon, there may be a perk in which we can skip a month of the chicken. So keep an eye out. My place is so small that I have no idea where I would put a litter box. Yeah. Landlords. I own my house, thankfully. That's why I'm like, I could do like fostering and stuff. Just not right now. But future, maybe. Oh, I probably should. I don't know if that would encourage my wanting to get a cat though, because I was like, maybe that'll like get rid of like, you know, tie me over to like get over this. But I'm like, maybe that will just encourage it. How are you? I'd give you a hug then if I could. You're a strong cookie. Stop. No, I want to join. You know that I'm going to end up joining. I'm going to be in the comments of Crystal Sprans. I'm probably going to end up joining. Why are you doing this to me, everyone? Yes. Yeah, I feel like next year I should try and like make a spreadsheet that people can download. I think other people have made some though. But I guess because maybe I should do more promoting that. Because that was all at the start. I don't use spreadsheets, so I forget they're a thing. And there's also like a story graph challenge. I think I should do better at promoting those, to be honest. There's just so much going on that I do forget a lot of things, and I do apologize. But yeah. But my sister did offer to like make spreadsheets for me, for my stats and everything, and then I just like completely forgot. Oh my gosh, I love this. Fight children. Yeah. It's hard. I need to either do them all at the end, but if there's like rewards during the readathon, that's like really not helpful. But then if I do them as I go, I've got to make sure I write it down straight away, because otherwise I forget what I've vlogged. I'm religious about logging. No. No, I'm saying this because I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer. I'm like acting like it's not happening. I'm denying its existence. Do you think I could inflict suffering on people? Mm-mm. My alter ego, Professor Merb, 100%. But me, and Sufferathon isn't in the Pokemon universe, so I cannot make people suffer. You think this of me? No, I just don't want to suffer. I'm already suffering enough. Look at my face. Sorry, I said I was going to stop talking, and then like I've kept talking for ages. I know. Can you imagine? No, I don't think Paige would ever do that to me. I like literally feel, my friend sent me this TikTok the other day, and I was so triggered. It's like a picture of someone like at a market, and they're just like vibing, and then they see a market that no one's going to, and then they feel like they have to buy something because no one's buying anything at that person's marketplace. And I'm like, that is me. I can't go to markets because I feel so bad, and then I buy stuff I don't even want. Oh my gosh, the amount of random stuff I've bought that I don't even need or want, like at markets, because I feel bad that no one. But often it's really expensive stuff. So when they're really expensive, apparently my empathy disappears, and I'm like, actually, no, I don't care. Oh, I can't remember what that was about. Oh, the colors of the Pokemon, maybe? I think I'm gonna join Ren's. Sorry if it's the smaller team. I just feel like the big teams are scary. Even though I don't really get involved that much in the social aspect, I just, in the back of my mind, because I'll be like, oh, should I read or should I just do something else? And normally lately I'd be like, I'll just do something else because like I don't need to read all the time. But then I'll be like, oh, all those people you're letting down. Yeah. Oh. I feel like a big problem for me is like actually just keeping up with everything that's going on. I can't just like read. I need to keep up with all of the punishments and rewards. So maybe if someone can hold my hand and just tell me what I need to do so I don't need to look it up, that would help. Because I'm always just like, oh my God. And like you go on the Discord and there's always so much. And like I got so confused half the time with the Amazing Readathon. Just like the act of having to like go figure out what I need to do each day is just like, I don't want to do that. It's fine. As I said, I was like I'll ask my sister to do it. I was like, I'm not gonna put that pressure on Erin. Even though I know, it's like I know you love making spreadsheets, but I don't want to put like pressure on. You know, it's like when you have pressure on something you love, you stop loving it. You know, but my sister was like, "Can I do this for you?" And like she seemed to really want to, and then I just forgot. My sister's having another baby soon though, so she's probably going to be busy soon. I'm sorry. Yeah, and I find sometimes that the smaller teams go better because there's less people. It's not always the case, but sometimes it is. But then you often get the really intense people in the big teams. So I always love you, Tracy. Just for people enjoying no matter any team. Yeah. I'm hoping this one won't be as intense as the Amazing Readathon. I feel like that was a little bit scary at times. Yeah. I know the prompts are secret until you join, but I'll say I think the prompts on Ren's teams will work for you. Okay. I actually have no idea what I'm reading this month. Like, if we raise enough, there is a perk, which is you guys get to pick a book for me to read. So you get to be really evil, and I'll vlog it or like do a video talking about it. But you need to raise a certain amount of money to get to that. But otherwise, I got the manatee. I need to, I didn't have it in me to read a Zodiac Academy book because the ending of the last one just traumatized me. Like every time I thought of picking it up, I just couldn't do it. I was like, I actually just can't do that right now. So, and I don't know if I'll be able to do it this month either. But I feel like only Erin and I are reading them, so I think it's fine. I will keep reading them. I haven't dropped the series. I just don't. I've been reading them back to back, and I was like, I actually just think I need a break because the last one was just so much. Like those books are a lot. Yeah, it's just the process of what do I need to do that is a lot. And like I try to make it as easy as I can for Pokemon, but it gets to a point where it's just like impossible. Like even if you could make it as clear as day for some people, and I'm one of those people, even if someone's there holding my hand, talking me through it, just the idea of approaching it is too much. Even if they've done an incredible job of explaining everything and making it so easy, it's just some people, I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, but it's a simple, like washing up. I can't do it. But then you do it and it's so easy and it takes like 10 minutes. But the process of getting to do it is like insane. You do. I sent you that like, it was like a mug or something that was like, oh, I can't remember. I think my sister sent it to me. It was like a really funny like spreadsheet thing. I'm pretty sure I sent it to you, but I need to find it again because it was hilarious. Your join team, and in your team chat, it gives you 3 videos with the prompts. Yeah, okay. It's a little bit easier. Because like all of the money stuff in the Amazing Readathon was just like, oh my gosh, like too much. I haven't donated yet. No stress, no stress. I only just donated myself. I had to wait for payday as well, don't worry. I feel you. I'm going to pick them up again until you do. Yeah. I was just like, every time I thought about touching that, I just couldn't. Which means I am having a lot of an emotional reaction to this series. despite the fact that I kind of make fun of it, I am really like emotionally like destroyed. So that's saying something. You're probably like, I can't be bothered because they're long and annoying. But I'm like, I just don't want to touch that with a 10-foot pole. I'm like, I need to be in a better emotional place for that. Don't stress. You've got a lot going on. I wouldn't even stress. Like, we should at least make $200 because I'll share it to people in my personal life as well. I haven't done that yet, but I will in a few days or weeks or something. I will share it to my personal Facebook. So like my friends and family and stuff will probably donate. So I should make at least $200. So that's 2 fun things we get to do. And we'll still have fun sprints. I need to schedule these. I'm going to do it today after my sprints. Sorry, this hair is annoying me. I'm going to schedule all that stuff. And then I'm going to schedule sprints, and then I'm going to ask some people if they'd like to join and which ones they can join. And then we'll have fun activities for those. This sprint is very boring because I hadn't organized anything. It's just hard for me to schedule sprints right now because, well, it's a little bit unpredictable. As you can see, technology also likes to be unpredictable. Yeah, right? It's like, why? It's such an easy job. Like, you can literally just, I usually watch YouTube while I wash up. I do not know why, but just the idea of doing it. And like, I feel like it just so quickly stacks up and it looks like so much and it's literally nothing. I really need a dishwasher. I cannot wait till I can get a dishwasher. And once I either A, put an audiobook, or B, put a booktube video on, I can wash up. I haven't done it. Exactly! Seriously, one of the easiest jobs, but I'm always just like, no. There's no deadline. No deadline. I mean, I don't know if the donations close at the end of the month. But if you just genuinely were wanting to just donate to MS Australia, they are always taking donations. So no stress. Mine, like the MS Readathon itself and like my page might close down after August. Yes, we're in August. But you can always donate. And I'm pretty sure that the MS Foundation is in other countries. So, yeah. No stress. Do not stress. You know, how are you? We haven't talked in ages. It's very sad. I feel like I've kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth a little bit. I'm trying to get back into things. It's just a struggle. I was going to put on some nice, cute ambience with music, but if you don't like music, you can just mute and put a timer on. How about we read until 11 o'clock, and then we can have like a chat and then another sprint, and then we'll head over to Crystal. That sound good? Or is that too long? That would be like 50 minutes, right? Maybe 50. We'll go 50 past. Sorry, I'm like really bad with numbers. We all know this. Yeah, so put on a timer if you don't want to listen to the music. A timer is also a good idea because it means that you will be alerted to sprint ending before I say hello, because being alerted to sprint ending with a hello is very terrifying. Sorry, I don't know why I was like confused with that. If you're great, yeah. Let's just do 200. Let's do it. Because I talked for a long time. I just feel like I never get to talk to you guys anymore, and I just have so much to say. I always have so much rubbish to say, you know. Okay. So I'll put the ambience on, but if you don't want to listen to it, just mute. But make sure you put a little timer on. Or be like me and just never show up again, because ADHD, I always forget. Yeah, I'll pop that up now. So we will chat at, it will be 11 o'clock here. Okay. Bye. Hello. Remember to get rid of it that time. Look at me go. How did we all go? In the sprint. I now look like a human being. I feel a bit more like a human being. It's good. This is how I wanted to start the sprint, with a drink and feeling good and fresh. I haven't got lights on. Should I put lights on? Is it too dark? Because it was sunnier before, but now it's not as sunny. It's very cloudy. I'm going to put lights on. Let me know how you all went, though. Oh. Why does that look worse? Oh. That's just made it worse. Maybe I need to turn that one off. That's better. I know how to do things. That's better. I actually feel like it doesn't look any different. Anyway, looks better than when I had that on. So yeah, I got ready. I set this up to go to crystal sprints. I brushed my teeth and what did I do? I had food. Food's important. And then I read a bit more of this. This like old lady's been introduced who's the main character's aunt. And she's actually interesting, which is good. She kind of just hates everyone. She's like she's like saying how like so this character used to be like really happy and just like good with the flow and like did all this crazy stuff because they were just so like in love with life kind of thing, and now something's happened and they're miserable. So the old lady's like, you become interesting now that you're on happiness. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. You become interesting now that you're unhappy. Happiness bores me, but this sudden shoot of character where none grew before. Like, this old lady is awful and I love it. So I got to page 32. How many pages is this? Oh God, like 230, 240, 250. It's not boring yet, but I'm only 32 pages in, so that very well could change. But it's too terrible to be boring. Like, it's like entertaining as shit right now because it's so bad. So yeah, here's a link for the sprint. So we'll chat and then we'll do a sprint long enough to give us like 10 minutes to chat after, and then we'll be directed over to Crystal. Or do we just want maybe like 5 minutes? Because a lot of us will be there anyway to chat. You just won't see my face, but you'll see a much nicer face with probably better lighting. So hello, how are you? I feel like crying. How are you? Another person I love. Hello. Finally awake enough for sprinting. How is everyone? Hoping to get someone Smith read today. Ooh. I'm good. How are you? Very nice. Continuing on the Australian Readathon reading. I like it. Got a good bit read. Less focus on food now, and that makes me sad. Also started working on the Lillian blanket pattern to sell on Ravelry. Ooh. What's that? Actually, as I said, my sister's having another baby soon, so she sometimes watches my sprints. I don't think she's here right now. I actually don't want to say what I was saying in case she's here. But I was going to say something, but I won't. Read 5 pages up to page 16. Oh, so you've just started it. This is the second book, yeah? And you're rereading, correct? 2 chapters. Nice. Had breakfast and started Children of Paradise. What's that? I need to get a copy of the first Booker Prize book. Erin, do you have a copy? Are you going to buy copies of all the books, or are you happy to just like audio library? I want to own them all because I'm extra, because I think it'd be really cool to have them all together. But what about like International Booker Prize? We're going to do that as well, because that didn't come in till later, right? So are we going to do that as well? So like when that comes in, we also read that together with the one that won the like regular. There's so much. I don't know. I feel like that's too much, but then I feel bad not including that because the International Booker Prize is more inclusive. So I don't know. I was thinking about that like before. Doesn't feel our emo souls enough. Lighting looked pretty good to me. Yeah, I actually feel like this is worse. Is it worse than before I put the light on? I don't know how lighting works at all, as you can tell. I probably should have just got my ring light, but it's in my bedroom and, you know, it requires me to move. Good. I hope it just be, ooh, actually, I need to work out a physical, I've got an audiobook for it, but I need to figure out a way to have a physical copy because if we're going to have a discussion about it, I kind of need a physical copy so I can actually probably take it in so I can host a chat about it. I was thinking about that. I was like, oh, I should probably actually look into that. So I don't know if I want to buy a copy or like my library might have an ebook that I can get up on the Kindle. Or my library might just have physical copies. I might look into that. I don't like getting books out of the library because I just forget to take them back. Like I've got a book in there that I got out months ago and I'm like, oh my God, I need to return that now. I should go return that today, but will I? Probably not. Oh, it's like I'm doing a crochet thing for the baby. I wasn't going to talk shit. Just wanted to know. I would never. No, I love my family. Sounds sarcastic, but it's true. I am really lucky in that my family are like my best friends. I also have a lot of really close friends that are kind of like family too, so they all just kind of combine. But yeah, I'm like lucky in that way. I like really like every day my sisters and my mom. My dad would probably join us, but he doesn't use Facebook or anything. But we have like a group chat where we message every day. Sometimes my dad contributes by being like, show them this like photo of the cat or something. Oh my gosh, do you want to see? So my dad's a farmer and it's lambing season and I think they have the cutest pet lamb I've ever seen at the moment. I actually was like crying the other night. So as I said, I video chat with a friend every night and we play the Poke Rogue Daily Run. And we were video chatting and I was like, look at this lamb. And I actually just started like crying and they had to like console me because I cried at how cute this fucking lamb is. It's just so cute. It's just so cute. Oh my God. Look at this lamb. I'm totally basing a Pokemon off this lamb, by the way. I need to go meet this lamb. I might go up. I've been going up every second Sunday to visit my grandma again, so maybe I'll make time to go meet this lamb. I won't make time to go visit my dad, but I'll make time to go meet my lamb. But my dad's like never home during the day because he's a farmer, so he's busy. But yeah, this lamb is so cute, and I'm like begging my mom to let me take it. I'm like, please, because now I own a house. Like when I got the house, I was like, Mom, like when you have pet lambs, I can like take them in. I've got like little sheds. Like I can set up this great setup for them. I can bring them in and make a little pen so they're nice and warm. Tilly will love it. She'd probably hate it. But my mom's like, oh, it's so cute. I'm hoping it's a girl so that it doesn't get used for meat. My dad says that he's never done that with the pet lambs. He just keeps them. Because pet lambs are actually useful if you didn't know, because they will follow the farmer because they like the farmer. So they're actually really useful for herding because then he doesn't need to use the dogs to like scare them as much because the sheep just follow each other. So he actually really likes having pet lambs around. But then when I got older, I was like, what if my dad just said that to not like break my heart because like basically growing up I like looked after all the pet lambs. But also my favorite pet lambs pretty consistently ended up passing away because pet lambs can sometimes not survive because when lambs are born, I think it's like this with every like mammal, I don't know, but when a baby lamb is born, there's something in the mother's milk that they kind of need, and it's only there after they're born. And so a lot of pet lambs are actually just like lambs that the mothers abandon. Sometimes they have triplets or twins, and for some reason they don't associate one of them as theirs. This like a lot of it's to do with the smell. It's actually like really interesting. Like you can actually like if a sheep has a lamb pass away when it gives birth, or it only has one, my dad will like use the fun stuff that comes out during the birth and wipe it on another lamb, and the mother will smell that and associate that as their kid so that they'll take on both. It's really fascinating. Animals are like amazing. Anyway, so for whatever reason, if they don't get that milk, it can be really hard to kind of replicate that. So you can get something to put in milk that will replicate it, but it doesn't always work. It's like an immune system. I think it's like helps their immune system. Is that right? Erin will know all this stuff. But if they don't have that, they just get sick and pass away because it's like their immune system's just screwed. So just growing up, I would have a favorite lamb and they'd pass away. And like when I think back to my childhood, it's like quite traumatizing because sometimes I would be there as they passed away. I would like hold them. And I'm like a child. So that's like, no wonder I'm so messed up. No wonder I can't handle animal death in movies and stuff because I witnessed it so much as a kid. Like, but yeah, this lamb, I'm like, can I just have it? Like, can you imagine this as a sheep? It'd be just adorable. Like, it would still have the little spots, little nose. Anyway, so yeah, I would show you that really cute lamb. I look at it like every day, and yeah, I was just like fully crying. My friend was like, "Oh my god, you need to calm down." I'm like, "But it's so cute." We also had a really cute one last year that was just like tiny. Like it was so small, and it was in a pen with lambs younger than it, and they just were like way bigger than it. It just like was tiny. And I don't think that one passed away. Now I'm thinking about it, I think it did though, but I think it was another lamb I thought was really cute that passed away last year. It's really hard to keep pet lambs alive sometimes, unfortunately, because yeah, if they don't get that thing in the milk. Do you know about this, Erin? I don't know if it's like all mammals, but yeah, it like boosts your immune system. I can't think of what it's called. Colloxin? Something like something. Amanda Blank. I feel like you've talked about this. Amanda Blank from my grandma and talked about it on sprints. Yes, I feel like I remember you talking about that actually. The website you were mentioning is really good. I will totally buy the pattern even if I don't make it. I struggle with things like I prefer like amigurumi because I just feel like if you miss a stitch or something, you can recover it much easier and no one notices. But in a blanket or something straight, it gets smaller. But I've definitely improved since I last tried to make something straight. So I'm going to be attempting again soon. I'm just waiting for the wool to arrive. It's like a really cute, it's kind of like this background, but with more like blue, like pastel colors. It's super cute. And it's like a baby like wool. So it's good for baby. Like it feels nice. I do want to do the international, and I was adding it to the spreadsheet, but you don't need to do it with me. No, I want to do it. I just didn't want to pressure you. Yeah, I like translated books too because sometimes they're so different to just like the way they're written and the way the stories progress. Like they don't follow as much of the, well, I guess a lot of literary fiction books don't, but like the whole like 3-act structure kind of thing. Like I find like a lot of translated books I've read, they just kind of just, it's just a vibe and there's no really start or end. It just kind of happens and it's so cool. And like, yeah, I would love to. Yeah. I just didn't want to pressure you. And this project will probably take us years, which is a big commitment. Like you're committing to be my friend for multiple years. Like maybe if we even just tried to read one every 2 months or 3 months or something. Yeah. I know. It's like, there's just something about it. I just, like, all the time I'm like, Mom, send me videos. And she's like, I'm not even at home. I'm like, well, get home and send me videos of this lamb. It is. You don't have to mow anymore. I'll also have a destroyed backyard and poo everywhere. There's actually like a block next to this house that has nothing on it. It's just like a block. And the people that own the house, I think it's behind the block, they just have like a caravan and a dog in it. And the dog is like horrifying. I hate the dog. No offense to the dog. It's like a husky and it barks a lot and I hate it. Like scares the fucking shit out of me. But I'm just like, please sell that. I probably can't afford it. But even if I could, like, just the possibility of having that block, I would like put the pet lambs there and they could just buy, because it's like it's big enough. Oh, I could also let someone buy it that would build a house for someone, but I could also put like animals there. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that you just like daydream about, and it's right there, but it'll never actually happen. My mum was like, "What are you watching?" Like my weird Australian friend that grew up on a farm. I have like pictures of me with pet lambs as a kid. I don't know if I have any here though, which sucks. I wonder where they would be. I've actually got this. You can like see it here. These are like my pets growing up. There's no pet lambs because we had so many. But these are like my pets growing up, and we call it my dead pet tribe because it's all my pets that have now passed away. Maybe next spring I'll look if I can see. But yeah, I've got pictures of me feeding lambs as a kid, like hanging out with them. It's so cute, right? Before they moved to Queensland, my parents had a hobby farm and all the cows and sheep had names, and my mum has told me all the names, but they moved up here and they sold them all. Yeah. It's it's just so weird because I actually was basically raised by my dad. Probably explains a lot. So I grew up on a farm. Like when I was born, like after like probably like a year or something, or even just like maybe like a bit over 6 months or something, 8 months maybe, my mom went back to work full time, and so I was at home with my dad. So I grew up on a farm, like little Meredith. As soon as I could walk, I was out in like gumboots on the farm and stuff. And I like, I don't know, I do feel like at times like I don't process information correctly. Like I just so in my head I never realized that like, oh, these animals are here to die for humans. Like I just never thought about that growing up. It just like didn't compute. They were like my pets, and I'd like hang out with them, and like I'd be like helping dad like feed them. Like I'd help move out hay and stuff, and we give them like potatoes, and and I'd help with like shearing and stuff. And I just look back and I'm like, I never really thought. I just thought, oh, we're looking after them. And then I sort of grew up and I was like, oh my God, like like I was never really interested in learning about being a farmer. I was just interested in caring about the animals. I used to like tie, so hay bales use this string to tie the hay. And my dad would tie it around me, so I had like a cow tail, and I'd like run around with the cows and pretend to eat the hay. I actually wrote a poem about it at school. I got top marks. I got put in like the yearbook. Yeah, it was a pretty cool childhood, but like just sometimes I'm like, God, like some of the shit that like I saw and witnessed as a child, and like it was like I didn't really process a lot of it. It's crazy. Not like dodgy stuff, just like the nature of being on a farm kind of thing. I did see my dogs kill a cat once though, and that's why I'm like a bit wary of dogs now. It like really fucked me up. Yes. Okay, cool. I was close. I was like, Animals pass a lot of important stuff to their babies through milk. Also, there are some animals who need to also get some of their mum's shit to populate their gut. Interesting. Yeah, like pet lambs are just they just aren't generally as healthy. So there's things that my dad will do to try and get other sheep to take them. The problem with pet lambs is you can't spend time with them too much, because if you make them really, really like domesticated, they actually can be very like dangerous. It's like quite awful, because like I spent too much time with one, and it would like try and jump up and like play with me, but it like knocked me over really bad, and it could have just like stomped me to death by accident, kind of thing. So you've got to be like really careful with them. I also do feel like, I don't know, like, I mean, are sheep wild animals? I don't know, but like animals that are not domesticated, I feel like I just don't like the idea of like domesticating them too much. Like people that have like wild animals as pets, like monkeys and stuff, I just hate that. I just find it very wrong. Yes, I really want to read them all, and I don't know if I'll actually do it. If you don't make it a project, I don't care for 6 years. Yeah, I mean, it's always been something I've wanted to do, but it's just like never been a commitment. But I think if I had help, it would be a commitment. I also like the idea of doing it with someone, because then I have someone to talk to, because I find, well, you're really smart, so you're always going to know what's happening, but sometimes I don't really know what's happening in books like this, and I like having someone to talk to about it, because I think that's what is fun about literary fiction, is that it's all just your interpretation and what you take from it, because a lot of the time nothing's really happening. It's the writing and the messages and the themes and everything. And I just feel like that's something that's really fun to read with other people, because otherwise you're kind of just like, I want to talk about this and have no one to talk to. So I'll usually look up stuff online and look at people talking about the books, but it's like not the same. That's why I always liked English at school. It was like the only subject I cared about, and like art and like creative writing, because I like talking about books. Mr. and I had a goat for a while. She shit all over the place. Yeah. They're actually like not good to have as pets. Goats are even worse than sheep. Goats are very destructive, I've heard. Oh my gosh, you sound like me. It's just like I can never make a chatty bit. Literally last night I was like so excited when Tasha was like, oh, I'm gonna sprint. I was like, yes, because I was like, I knew people were coming over. Then they came over and like they got me food, so I had to kind of socialize. And then the sprint had gone, and then the next one I missed again because I didn't have a timer. I was just like, why? I love schools that have farms. I think that's so great. Yeah, I'll see. I've probably got them on my phone. I just like will have to look for them because I know in my folders. It was a really fun time. Sheep are domesticated. They're just not domesticated as companion animals. Yeah. Yeah, it's just like this. Do you watch Louis Theroux, Aaron, or anyone else? Louis Theroux has an amazing documentary on, it's in America, people that have wild animals as pets. Because like there's laws here that there's not many wild animals you can have as pets. Is there even any, to be honest? Like, I don't know. You're like, it's illegal to just take in a wild animal and make it your pet, you know. You can like rehabilitate them, but you're not really supposed to take them as pets. But there's heaps in America that you can have. I don't know if you can just like take them out of the wild, but people have like monkeys and stuff as pets, cats, like wild cats. And his documentary is really, really good. And the Tiger King, he's in that like years before the Netflix one. So when I haven't watched Tiger King because I don't think I could actually put myself through that misery. But he's actually in that documentary. So I actually knew who he was. Disgusting filth. But it's very interesting. I love Louis Theroux. Haven't seen a Louis Theroux documentary. They are so good. He interviews like, I don't want to say like weird people because I don't like that word. It's like people that are not the norm, that don't conform to what the norm is. And he interviews quite awful people, like people who are like really problematic, like terrible people who are outside the norm in bad ways, and then people that are maybe, you know, more good ways. And he interviews them to try and understand like why they are the way they are. And he asks the questions that we're all thinking, kind of thing. Like he just goes and he asks these really rude questions. And some people find him really judgmental. And I guess he is, but I think I've learned a lot from them. And I think it's the stuff that we all kind of want to know in a way, and it's very interesting, and Americans are terrifying. So I feel for all my American friends right now with everything going on with the election. Crazy. Explaining the agriculture classes to Robbie, who's only lived in Newcastle. Yeah, I don't know, because like Tassie's all kind of basically rural, so a lot of the schools do have them. But some schools it's only for certain kids, and usually it's like kids that maybe have a learning disability or just are from like a bad background and don't really come to school a lot. Like it's for people that struggle in class for many different reasons. Often it's only them that get to do it, and like I think it's a really great incentive. But like back when I was in school, I was just like jealous. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. Yeah, celebrities are like notorious for it. It's sick. So right here about people having sugar gliders pets in the US. What the? I also just don't understand some of these animals as pets. I'm like, what are you gonna do with it? Like sleeps during the day. Like, what do you? Does it play with you? Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess like when I did like animal work, I would go in with like marmosets, and like they'd kind of be playful. I don't know. Because it was a big thing in animal care if you work in like zoos and stuff, is not to domesticate the animals, even though like kind of hard to, because they're not wild anymore. They are domesticated to a point, but you're not supposed to like fully domesticate them. Native snakes. Yeah, I think that's really good. I think it should be like that everywhere. Yeah, cockatoos as pets. And they live so long. Like a lot of the people that have them, it's like their grandmothers that's like outlived the grandma. Like it's just insane. Imagine cockatiels have been captive bred, domesticated, so long I feel fine about them. I just think birds are a weird pet in general. Like they're pretty, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just like don't love birds, but I'm just like, because we had one growing up, and I just like felt sorry for it because I was like, it's just in a cage and like it doesn't want to play with us, and just like is in a cage all the time, probably hating its life. It wasn't my pet bird. It was like one of my sister's. But I was like, I just remember this bird, and I was like, what was its existence? It just sat in a cage. Like I didn't like birds, so I just didn't interact with it. I hang out with my cats and dogs and stuff, and I'm just like, weird pet. Yeah, but I remember my relative growing up had a cockatoo that talked, and that one had like outlived someone who was like super old, and it's like no one wants this cockatoo, but it's just like never gonna die. So, but I think it has since passed away, or they got rid of it. I don't know, but it was just like there, and they're like, I don't want this bird. They don't want this bird. It just won't die. Cats. I think if your cat gets used to being inside, it's fine. I think it's really good to keep your cat inside, like for so many reasons. I just think it's a good idea. Like Tilly just is fine. I feel like she likes looking outside, and like when she goes outside, she kind of just like is anxious and hates it. Like I used to take her outside a little bit before, but she had a traumatic experience, so I just keep her outside altogether now, because I don't want a repeat of that, because that was awful. All right, I talked a little bit too long. Sorry. Shall we do a 25-minute, and then we'll have 5 minutes to just say goodbye, chat, and then we'll be directed over to Crystal, and I'll be in the comments there. But before we go, I did want to say, last night I dreamt. I'm getting the thing ready, I promise. But last night I dreamt. I just remembered before that I went to this person's house, which I thought was my client's house. I thought it was a client's house. I went into the house and I was looking for like a bowl. So I like took their bowl, and then I was like, oh, this isn't my client's house. And I left and I took the bowl, and I just stole a bowl off this person's table. And I was like having an emotional wreck over stealing this bowl. It had like their breakfast, like bits of their breakfast. I think they had like wheat bix in this bowl. I don't know. It was so weird. Like I just remembered. I'm like the cops were coming after me at one point because I stole this bowl, and then I went and sat outside their house in my car trying to get the nerve to go put the bowl back, and then the people came in the driveway, and I was just in their driveway, and I just drew off, and I'm like, they know I have the bowl. Sorry. It's such a weird dream. Awesome. All good. Have a lovely sleep. It's just so nice when the sprints you do that I can join. I love that. Makes me very happy. But I will, as I said, I will contact you after I sprint. I'm gonna set up amazing Readathon. Oh my god, MS Readathon sprints / activities. Yeah, I know, and like it still had like bits of wheat bix in it, so it was getting like crusty, like, you know, when you leave wheat bix out and it gets like really hard and awful and it's terrible to clean. So I was like, oh my god, like it's gonna be terrible for them to clean later. Is this a heart, or is this I mean, this is a heart, but is that what that emoji's doing, or is it money? Because I thought it was a heart. I know. Also, Post Malone was in my dream, but I don't really remember why or how he was just there. Maybe I gave the bowl to him. I don't know. I guess I'd do anything for Post Malone, so I stole a bowl for him. All right, we'll chat in 25 minutes. Bye. Hello, how did we go? Okay, let's be quick. We got 5 minutes, well, 4 minutes now until we're going to switch over. How did we all go? I had to write some notes, so I didn't read a huge amount. I got to page 34, so I read like 2 pages. The 2 pages that I read were so awful. Like, this book is so awful. Basically, it's romance with a guy that's just like literally human filth, and he has like no redeeming qualities, to the point that I cannot tell if he's meant to be hateable, like we're meant to hate him or not. I'm so confused. It's awful. Like, it's entertaining, but it's like making me feel sick, and I don't know how much more of this I can actually read. But I want to try and read the whole thing, but I might have to skip bits because I'm just like... Read a chapter. Very nice. I did not take in what I read that sprint, so I made no progress. I wish that I had not taken in what I read, because I would rather have not read what I just read. I cannot even fathom. what I just read because it was so awful. Oh my God. Were people in 1945 okay? Like, is this lady okay? I don't think this lady. What is it? Nancy Brough. Where is she? Where is she? Nancy Brough. Sorry, that was awful for you, but do you think this lady is okay? She got demons in her head, I swear. Nancy needs to calm down. Well, I guess we'll. No one has ever been okay, especially not Nancy. I don't know why, but my head was like, maybe if I have a child and I have a girl, I could name her Nancy. Because I want to name my child after this woman. I don't know why these things. Which I'm gonna be talking about in the video that I'm hoping to do with this book. I'm hoping to do some videos. I wonder if anyone can pick up what might be the reason I'm reading this. What could be making me read this book? But yeah, I'm going to be talking about stuff like that. But yeah, I guess we'll head over to Crystal's Sprints now, and we will see if I am turned to the dark side and do end up joining Pickpongathon. During that sprint of the one before, I was sort of like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I calmed down again. So you'll have to try and convince me again. But once I sign up, I'm there because I don't want to ruins people's chances of winning, you know. But yeah, thanks for joining. The rest of the sprints will be more organized. These were kind of last minute because I was like, oh, I can actually sprint tomorrow. So during Crystal Sprints, I'm going to try and set a bunch of sprints and schedule them and then see who can join me on those. And they'll be more involved with the MS Readathon than whatever the heck these sprints were. No reading because finances suck. Ugh, good news. I'm done. I can move into reading for. Yay! Well, we'll chat with you in Crystal Sprints. I'm sure you'll pop over there to do your reading. So yeah, I'll end the sprints now, and I'll see you all over at Crystal's Sprints. Bye.